So today's makeup look is inspired by the one and only James Charles. A while ago he did a bubble makeup look, and ever since I saw it I knew I had to recreate it. So I start off by doing my base. I put my foundation on, my concealer, and then I set it all and then go straight into a bright pink eyeshadow. This is in the LaRoc Summer Tones palette. I'll have it linked in the description down below. And I get this eyeshadow on a blusher brush and start to blend it all over my forehead. I then get a purple eyeshadow and start to blend it down from my forehead onto my temple and then onto my cheekbone. I then go back to my forehead and apply more of the neon pink eyeshadow. The last colour in this ombre is blue, so I then blend that into my cheekbone as well and make it a contour. I then also decided to blend it in the contour of my jawline as well. And then to give the centre of my face a little bit of colour, I added some of that blue to the end of my nose. Going into the Marianne Cosmic Lights eyeshadow palette, I use the blue highlight in that palette and then apply it on my cheekbones. I also bring it up onto my temple and my forehead and the end of my nose. Using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz pencil, I start to sketch out where I want the bubbles to be. Like James Charles's one, I wanted them to look like they were coming out of my mouth as if I was blowing the bubbles myself. Then using the same eyeshadow palette, I go into the yellow eyeshadow and start to fill in the bubbles with the yellow. Using a blue eyeshadow, I kind of blend in some of the blue on one side of the bubble. This doesn't have to be too neat as we're going to be lining the bubbles later. I then go in with a pink eyeshadow and do exactly the same but on the opposite side to where I have put the blue. So it should be pink on one edge, yellow in the middle and blue on the other edge. Now we're going to line the bubbles, and I'm using a white face paint for this and a really detailed brush. I start off by just outlining the bubbles and then I draw some little lines in the circle to make it look rounded and to act as some shine. Then to look like there's really little bubbles in amongst it, I just tap my brush in amongst the bubbles that I've already drawn, so there's some little white dots in between the bubbles. I lastly finish off the bubbles that are around my mouth and then I fill in my brows using a blue face paint as I'm going to be wearing a blue wig. The face paint I've been using in this tutorial are all by Snazaroo. I'll link it in the description down below. Moving on to my eye makeup, I prime them using a concealer and then I set them using a translucent powder, and I go straight into an electric blue eyeshadow and blend this in the crease on the outer half of my eye. I then go in with a bright pink eyeshadow and blend this in the inner half of my eye, and when they are blended over each other it will create a purpley shade. For my lid, I go into the Urban Decay Moondust palette and use the shade Light Year, as this is a really gorgeous turquoisey glitter eyeshadow. For my bottom lash line, I use the Urban Decay Electric palette in the shade Thrash. This is really nice yellowy limey colour. Going back into the highlight that I used earlier, I highlight my brow bone. Next, I just throw on some mascara and then put on the Urban Decay Tricked Out Lashes. For my lips, I'm using the L'Oreal Balmain lipstick in the shade Rebellion. And then for the rest of this look, I got some rubber ducks off of Amazon as well as this wig. And then I also use as bubbles on my head some clear baubles that I also got from Amazon. I'll try and link everything in the description down below as always. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please let me know by pressing the like button down below. And if you do not want to miss any more of my makeup tutorials, make sure you hit the subscribe button. This has definitely got to be one of my favourite looks that I have done so far. I just think it's really cute and I just love the rubber ducks. Leave me a comment if you like it as much as I do, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!